these are all the books that I have colored in for July 2025. If you need some inspiration, if you are lacking in color palette ideas, or you simply just want to see how someone else unpacks their brain on a camera, well, you have come to the right place. Today, we're going through everything I've colored for July 2025, some loose plans for August, whips, etc., coloring update. Let's get right in. And of course, I'm referring to my ever-growing coloring diary, which is 100% getting full. I think it's because of all the stickers that I put in here too, but yeah, I'm loving the way this is turning out, and I've just got my August tab ready to go. So the first page that I have completed for July 2025 was from Johanna Basford's World of Flowers. I now have 2 complete pages in this book. I'm very far behind, but that's okay. This page was my very first page completed with Faber-Castell's Polychromos. I had so much fun completing this page. If you want to watch my process and how I went about this and my thoughts and feelings and all the emotional roller coaster that I went on when coloring this page, there is a video that you can watch up on the channel. It is there. I do document the whole process. I love documenting and shooting videos on me doing a thing for the first time. I think it's a really fun and relatable way to share my coloring journey. So I've gone with lots of pinks and purples, and I've been playing around with different Polychromos techniques. So I've done some layering in the background as well, and finished it off with a little bit of gel pen and white Tooly Art paint pen. And I think for me, one of the things that I love about the polys is their greens. I just love the vibrant greens on those leaves in the middle here. And also if we go down the bottom, yeah, these ones too. They've just got some different colors than the Prismacolors, which I really like. I can produce some very unique work, and I'm looking forward to experimenting with the polys further. I'm actually just working on a page, which I'll show you in a minute. And I believe that I also list the colors as well up on that video. If you would like a detailed page walkthrough, let me know in the comments below. You guys are really loving those types of videos. So if you would like one, I can certainly walk you through all of that, or you can just head to the description and see what colors I used. And I think this page really sets the tone for the book. There's so many pages in here that I would really like to color using a similar style, similar color palettes, and similar tones, similar expressions, I suppose. And using the combination of gel pen and pencil is just one of my favorite things. My favorite things to do. Very sparkly, very sparkly. So that is Johanna Basford's World of Flowers. Okay, so the next book I have to show you that I colored in for July is Layla Julie's Beautiful Planet. And I colored in this double page spread here. Now this was part of a review for the Castle Arts Harmonious set, which is an extension set that you add to your already existing Castle Art pencils. I had a subscriber of mine kindly sent me this set, as they did with the Polychromos, and so I thought I would set myself a challenge and do the whole page with that set, and here we are. I love the result. It's very vintage. It's very mid-century vintage, which I absolutely love. I think especially when we add in like the walnut brown metallic paint, which we have here. So this is entirely pencil with the CSY metallic paints for these little frondy bits here, and also for the butterflies. And if you watched my everything I've colored so far this year video, you would have seen this already, but maybe you would like to see it again. So here it is. I really enjoyed coloring with these pencils. I feel like I was able to achieve some stunning results. And especially these types of flowers here, I really enjoyed coloring these just with all the detail and the folds in the leaves. I find that the Castle Arts Harmonious set works really well on the paper in this book. So if you are after some pencils that complement this book, then I would highly recommend the Castle Arts. So this page is up on the channel as a Castle Arts review if you would like to go and watch me complete this page, and a bit more of a detailed explanation of bits and bobs. And since that video was published, I've been talking with a lot of people, and they've been suggesting that the Castle Art Gold set is the way to go to add these in. So I'm going to be putting those on my little Amazon list, I think, and purchase those when I get around to it. So this is very different from the bright, crazy colors that I usually use, which I think it's really nice to mix it up and just try new things. So this whole book is full of these type of designs, whether we go from round to big pages like this one, it's full of it. So I feel like we've got a lot of opportunity here to create some more stunning colors and combinations. Even this one, see what I mean? It's just like, yeah. So much going on. So that is Beautiful Planet. Oh, and if you're interested too, let's just have a look at how crazy I went with with the stickers. So this is why my book is starting to bulge a little bit, is because I just stuck all these stickers over it, and I took notes on the colors that I was using for the video, and rather than rewrite them out again, I've actually just stuck them in the book with some washi tape. And it's this nice little fold out thing. I like having this. It's like a pop-up book, isn't it? And then, oh, can you see my glittery highlighter? I love my glittery highlighters. So this journal is becoming full very quickly. The next book that I have to show you is Fragile World. I completed 3 pages in this book. Now, this is also a video up on the channel. Most of the coloring pages are videos up on the channel for this month. So Fragile World for me is a cover to cover challenge. I'm coloring every single page in order, no matter what it is, and every video is going to be different. Sometimes I might not even film a video if I run out of ideas, but I'm going to try and not do that. I'm going to try and have something for every page, even if it's like a how to do this, how to do that. Let's just color this, watch me color that. I struggled with this, those kinds of things. So the first page was this cute little guy. He's a bit cute. And I've used Pan Pastel for the background and Prismacolor for the pencil work and some Tooly Art paint pen for the highlights. And if you want a detailed walkthrough of this page and the one to come, you can check that out on the video. Again, it's a detailed walkthrough. I go through all my techniques, all my colors, and I've had such a good reception with these types of videos, so I've started to make more. They seem to be a really good companion for color alongs and perfect for those who just want to understand the why behind the what. And moving on to the publisher, or the illustrator pages, I've got this here. This double page spread, which is, I need sunglasses for this, and I've used Pan Pastel for the background and just erased it over the elements and then went in with the pencil work on top of that. And this is an example. So I had someone ask if I use a fixative on my work. So yes, I do. So this is an example where I would do a couple of layers. So I do the fixative after I do the Pan Pastel, then I'll do some workable fixative, and then I'll put the fixative back over the top once I've finished the pencil work. Now I am interested in getting another type of fixative, so having both a workable and a non-workable. So the workable for the backgrounds and then the non-workable for the finished result. We'll see. There's an endless list of things that I could be getting. So this was completed with Pan Pastel, like I said, and Prismacolor pencil for everything else, and a little bit of Tooly Art paint pen for the embellishments, and I've used 2 different colors in the Tooly Art paint pen. So let me zoom you in. So for the corpse flower here, I've used an off-white. On a lot of the reference photos that I was looking at, the spots on some of the corpse flowers were a bit more of an off-white color, so I've just tried to pay homage to that. And I think the slightly off-white color looks really nice. And then of course, we have the standard white up here, and I've used it up on the little birdies there as well. I really enjoyed coloring this page. I've been wanting to get more into my Kerby books, but again, I just want to get more into all of my books. So we'll go through the next page in a minute when we get to the what I plan to color this month segment. So that is Fragile World. Okay, so the next page that I have to show you is Johanna Basford's Magical Worlds. So this was a buddy color completed by Laurie from Creative Joyous and myself over on Instagram. I'll pop her page up on the screen and we can look at both of our pages. So I'll put them side by side so you can see our beautiful interpretations. And I actually love that we've both gone for a metallic feel to this page. I've gone for more of a tarnished silver look and Laurie has gone for a beautiful vibrant gold. So I love the depth that she's been able to achieve in her image, and I really like her interpretation of the dragon body. I absolutely love the purple and the gold elements, especially over on the leg as well. I like that she's stuck to the whole portion. I think it's a really cool effect. I decided to colour mine in. I just wanted to play around with the balance of the flowers. And I had quite a few of you were interested in a full page walkthrough of this as well, which I have filmed up on the channel. So this is also there if you want more details on exactly how I coloured this and exactly the mediums I used. But just in summary, Prismacolor pencils and a smattering of Polychromos just to get some different hues and shades in the sky. And I've used the CSY watercolour. Again, that same walnut brown that I used in Layla Julie just for the outlines. I decided to have no background because I felt that this image was complete. I will, however, at some point, when I complete this side, I'm probably going to do a distress ink background, I think, because I do need to cover up some minor bleed throughs or some shadows that have happened for the page prior to that. So I'm thinking some distress inks, and then I'm also thinking maybe for this moon or sun, whatever it is, some metallic paint as well. So that's just a bit of a side thing. So I think sometimes what I'm kind of getting a kick out of at the moment is having one side that has no background and the image is just in the middle, and the other side being full page colored in, regardless of what medium it is, just for a bit of a difference. I think I've seen them done before and they look really nice. So a huge thank you to Laurie from Creative Joyous. We had so much fun completing this page together. So thank you. The next page I have to show you is from the Random Kmart Artist Colouring Book. I've been really getting a kick out of colouring in this book. It's been fantastic. And I have completed this page entirely with Neocolor 2s. And this is a video up on the channel as well to teach you how to do watercolor flowers with the Neocolor 2. So if you're interested in learning how to do that, or you just want to see the process, you know, if you're washing the dishes and you just need someone on in the background chatting to you, why not try this video out right here? I can keep you company 24/7. So I've used quite a few different, so I've used lots of purples and oranges as well. And funnily enough, I had 2 layers for the purple flowers and the leaves, and only 1 layer for the oranges, because the orange just has a bit of a different feel. It's almost like it's a different recipe. Sometimes the different pigments can give off a different feel and just different everything. So I really enjoyed completing this page. It was really nice to do something with no pencil. I often really enjoy that, and that's kind of what this book is for. So we did the same thing with here, and there was another one as well, which I don't know where it is, but there was another page in this book that we used that I did as part of a color cube challenge, which I will go through in a minute because I've got plans for this month to do another one. And sorry, I should say, yes, so the whole page was outlined with Toolyart paint pen as well, which is often a bit more tricky than we think. We can look at things and go, oh yeah, that'll take 2 seconds to mark up. No, it took a long time. And I think because this book is AI as well, there was a couple of random lines, and because you could still see the black after I'd gone over it with Neocolor 2, I had no choice but to just go over the lines. So this one here, like, has a random line. That one I can kind of understand. It's like a lip of the petal and it's curling up. This one, like, bro, I don't know. But I'm like, you know what? I'll run with it. It's part of the piece. It is what it is. So the next page that I have to show you is from Melpomene Chatsapanikyochu's Dream Voyage. How good am I at saying that now? I'm so proud. So this was, so this genie in a bottle, and I have completed this page with, and I'll put her image up on the side as well over here. So I've completed this page with Lynn from Lynn's Colourful World. Both Lynn and I have gone with an I Dream of Genie theme, which I think is pretty natural given what the picture is. We have both gone with a very similar colour palette, and Lynn has gone with more of a magical cloud effect, which I think is absolutely stunning. And we've both used pink dresses, gold hair, gold embellishments, and blue and purple for all the other bits and bobs. So I am absolutely obsessed with Lynn's creation. Oh my gosh. I am just holding it up at the minute on my phone so I can just look at all the details. She's got so many beautiful stars and white outlines, and the cloud effect that she's been able to do behind the genie is incredible. It just looks so magical and so whimsical. So I will leave her details as well if you want to check out her Instagram page. I highly recommend you do. We had so much fun. And let me just give you a bit of an insight into my page. Oh dear. So I've based everything in alcohol markers, which I do in this colouring book because it's single-sided. And you can see here is the basing work, and you can see that I based the entire background in a purple, and then my technique was off because it's the first time that I've really based something this big. I've done smaller parts, like I've obviously done all of that and it's been fine, but I thought that it would be okay. It wasn't fine. It was so streaky, and I thought that I could just go over it with pencil. I was wrong. So I've ended up just going over the top of the alcohol marker and over the top of the pencil work with Neocolor 2. And it almost looks like, it's one of those tricks of the eyes, like once you see it, you can't unsee it, but it almost looks like she's in front of a whole lot of watercolor foliage, and that these are all big trees in the background and she's standing quite in front. It's not my favorite coloring page, I think, because the paper's sometimes a bit interesting, and I think I just got over coloring all of the gold, but I do like the result. It's probably just not my fave for the month. But I also brought in Polychromos as well. So I've used Prismacolors for all the elements that didn't have any basing, and I've used Polychromos to go over the top of the alcohol markers, and I really like the way they work together. I love how Polychromos and alcohol markers work, so I'm going to be doing that more in future. I also really like all the glitter detail as well on the sleeves, and it's a very similar style. I kind of got inspiration from the page prior for the unicorn. Same thing. It's the same technique, although this unicorn is based with like a CSY watercolor metallic paint, so he's extra shiny. And the hair I did with Polychromos as well. I had to work extra hard. It's the first time that I've colored blonde. Yeah, I just struggled a little bit with the tone. I think I've just got to practice more with blonde hair colors. I'm usually used to using something darker, so brown or even green. I've done green before and brown with bits of red in it. So I need to experiment more with blonde, because I really, when I color hair, I like it to look quite contrasty and quite liquid. And I think the base color for the blonde was potentially just too brown and the hair was too yellow. I don't know. It's fine. I had a bit of and I tried to do the skin as well, but I think just from me looking at it, it's a bit scratchy because I use Polychromos because I wanted to see how they go. But I think what I should have just done is based it in alcohol marker and just done some simple shading rather than use a full color combination like I do for my bigger portraits. And just a lot of glitter pen and Ohuhu glitter markers and gel pen for the embellishments. So that is my second buddy color for this month. So I think, yes, like I said, overall, I am happy with it. There's probably just some things that I would have done differently if I could go back again. I really enjoy throwing as much as I can at this book, like I have with, different coloring pages. And yeah, And I wanted to show you all the fun stickers as well that I used in the book. So I'm trying to change the way that I actually lay everything out in this book, because now that I'm doing complete page walkthroughs, I just want to have everything there just in case I do get a few requests for a walkthrough. I want to be able to look back at everything that I did and have a really good memory and an understanding of what I did, so that I can actually talk you through it in detail. Okay, so the next one that I have to show you is actually a buddy color left over from a couple of months ago with the lovely Roz over on Instagram. I will link all of her details in the description. And we have completed a portrait. So we both have completed one of the Queen of Hearts from this coloring book, and I'll pop Roz's up next to mine. I love that we've both gone with reds and browns and of course these off-whites. And I feel like we've almost inverted our colors. So where I've gone with brown hair, Roz has gone with red hair, and with the background, Roz has gone with a beautiful grey brown, and I've gone with red. And I've got my grey browns throughout the hair and on some of the elements as well. And we've both gone for a similar style with the hearts in the corners as well. So we've both gone for a metallic finish, and I love the way that Roz has done her border. It looks amazing, and her shading and that hair is so vibrant. I am absolutely loving it. So thank you so much, Roz, for joining me for that buddy color. So I've used Prismacolor pencils for the whole thing, apart from the background, which was Distress ink and mica stains. So the mica stain is traditionally a spray, like a spritz spray, but I have been using it like a Distress ink, and it really just enhanced the overall color. And this is not going to show it up here, I don't think, but it is quite sparkly. I'm hoping you can see that. Held under the right light, it is so sparkly because the mica stains have this huge amount of shimmer in them anyway. So I enjoyed just treating it like a Distress ink and blending it through. And that's how I was able to achieve this color. So with the hair, like I was saying before, I've used a brown, and I've actually just got a bit of a streak of red through it. And this is the traditional way that I like to color hair. I like to have it looking quite contrasty, quite of a difference between the darkest points and the lightest points in the hair. I feel like it just adds to it. And again, it makes it look super liquid. And I've gone with green eyes just to make those pop against the rest of the colors. And I've gone with some neutral clothing just to match all the accessories, etc. So I thought what I could do similar to what Roz has done on her page, but over here, I might invert all the colors. So we could go with a background that's similar to that color. So like an ivory beigey background, and we could do some red hair, or we could go a brown background and have blonde hair. We could just invert everything and have a play around with that, because it kind of does look like a double page spread to me. But this is my, this was my third skin attempt, and I'm really happy with the way that I do them now. It's taken me a few goes to really get a grip on how I like to do it, and I've watched many different videos on how to color skin, and I kind of just pick bits and pieces from all of them and create my own detailed little way of doing it. And I do plan to show you, and we're going to go through some options in a minute of pages that we can work through, but I really enjoy accentuating highlights. I could always make them a little bit darker. I find that sometimes I've got to work really hard to make them not look super pale. And I also want to experiment with different skin tones as well, because of course this is probably just more matching my skin tone. But I would like to experiment with lots of different ones as well, and just some more embellishments on the crown and the face. So thank you so much, Roz. I'll leave her details in the description as well. Okay, so I actually didn't film a monthly haul video, which I usually do. I have a What's in the Mail segment, because I ran out of time. but I didn't really order that much anyway. The only thing that I really ordered was my monthly replacement of Prismacolor pencils, but I did get, which I kind of want to show you, I did get some not distress inks, I did get some Derwent Inktense. Now I am collecting these slowly because I feel like for me, it's just a bit more of a cost-effective way. I know that you are paying more for open stock, especially with the Derwent Inktense. However, I feel like for me, with my budget at the minute, it's much better for me just to buy 10 or so at a time every few months than fork out a whole tin's worth in the one go. So I've just got some colors. So I'm really looking forward to these, which leads me on to my current whip, which I'm using these for, and you may recognize these colors. So I am currently completing a color along with Karen for my Colorful Country Life. We are working on Mythomorphia by Kerby Rosanes. Now, this is Karen's project book, one of her project books for this half of the year. And I had this book uncolored prior to this page, so I thought, why not follow along in her process and do as many pages as I can in this book via color alongs and other tutorials from Karen's channel and other channels as well. I just need to find some other people that do Kerby as well. So we are basing most things in the Derwent Inktense, so all of these colors for this video, and then going over the top in Polychromos. So I thought I would love to do this because I really want to experiment with different ways to use my polys as well. And I think pairing polys with basing works really well, like I was saying in my Melpomene page too. So we've got some, here I've got some beautiful greens, browns, and a couple of reds. So I think because there's so many pencil sets that I want to get, I'm just going to follow some color alongs and, like I said, just buy them slowly, even if it's other brands. So even if we end up using the Albrecht Dürers, I'm going to do the same thing and just order them per color along. And I've literally just been storing them just in a cup. Like, they just sit in this cup for the minute because I don't have many. So I just sit them in there for now. And the same thing with the Neocolor 2s. There were a couple of colors that I didn't have in this, so I just went ahead and purchased those. So I ordered 2 more colors. So saffron and orange, I didn't have those. So again, just a really great way to stock up on supplies without forking out hundreds of dollars at once. It's a lot more affordable for me just to get a few every month along with my regular order. So I did all of this yesterday. So I did the Neocolor 2s, the tree basing, and started the basing laydown with the Inktense for this page. So I'm hoping I'll get more done today. We'll see. I'm hoping I can get this done this week because I have so much that I want to actually film for this month, which we'll go into now. So I always have loose plans for the month ahead because things always change, and I have notes in my phone. I just use the notes app, and I just have the title is what to film for this month, and I just list everything. I list all the buddy colors that I've got planned. I list all the viewer requested videos and the things that I want to do as well. So we'll go through a couple of things. I usually don't like to have a separate video for this because, again, I change my mind so often and the month just changes so quickly, and I don't want to be promising all this stuff and then I never get around to it. So these are my loose plans. Okay, so one of the things that will be done is I have a buddy color planned in Garden of Fairy Tale Animals. I won't show you the page just yet, but I do want to say that I will be coloring in this book this month for the first time. This is an untouched book, so I'm very much looking forward to diving into this. Potentially could see how we go with some watercolor basing. We'll see. I don't know. So very much looking forward to that. So that 100% will be done because we have scheduled that to be done this month. So that will be done. The next thing is I do want to work in Fragile World. We have another publisher page to do. We have this one to complete. And I'm currently just weighing up what I use for the background. So either Neocolor 2s, or I do have a couple of blues in the Inktense. So we could potentially do some stuff with that. I might just need to quickly nip in and get like a third blue or something like that because I do swatch them out, so I do have swatch folders and stuff that all of this is in. I just haven't used them on the paper yet, so I don't know how, like in the current whip that I'm working on, so I don't know how they're going to look entirely, so I might get a lighter blue. So I've got 3, we'll see. If not, Neocolor 2s. Let me know which one you'd like to see. Would you like to see Neocolor 2? Would you like to see Derwent Inktense? Let me know. And I'm thinking of this page being like a tutorial page, like a how-to. I'm either thinking of how to color coral, how to color movement, how to color moving water. I do want to lean towards a how-to video because I think they are really helpful, and I've actually been brainstorming a whole stack of how-to videos. So if you guys have any requests on any specific how-to topics, and I have had a couple come through for skin, and we'll go through that in a minute. But if you have any other how-to requests on any element whatsoever, let me know. And I can pop it down in my list because I love doing the how-to videos. They're so fun. So we've got lots of coral to color, lots of fish, like I said, lots of movement. And again, I think we'll be doing the same thing as we did on the page prior, and I'll just bring it all in and I'll try and keep that white if I can. Same with that side. So that is the last of the publisher and title pages before we start getting into actual images. And I'm trying to do 1 a month minimum. The next one after that is this one. So I am thinking of either, because I've never colored a snow theme before, so I'm just having a think about what type of video I'd like to do, whether I do a demo and do color along, whether it's a how-to video of some description, whether it's how to color a winter scene, or even like a let's color a winter scene, or let's do this together, or let's try this, or watch me try this. There's so many different videos that we could do. So with my demo and do videos, majority of you guys were loving the idea of a demo and do color along that goes for about an hour. I don't know if I can achieve that with a double page spread, so that might be more for single pages. We'll see how we go. So yeah, I'm thinking about what to do. But so hopefully, I might be able to get that done this month, but definitely that one. The next thing that I want to do is I want to do another color along in Floribunda Year. This is my full book color along. I think I just don't know whether I'm going to do another demo and do color along, which if you don't know what I mean by that, it's a new way of color alongs for me that I've decided to add in on the channel. It's just a bit of a hybrid between a full page tutorial and a silent color along. So it's where I explain every element first before we go ahead and silently color it. So it just helps if you like to have a bit of a guided and a bit of an explanation before we dive in, it can be helpful. So we're going to do something from here. I haven't decided yet, but we better go into, let me have a look at August. It's November, we're way behind. September. So we start with August, so that's an August page. I really like off-center stuff, but I feel like I've colored a lot of flowers that look exactly like that in this book, so I don't know about that one. That's a poppy. This one could be cool. That one also could be fun. It looks like a hibiscus. I'll have to have a look at the back because it does list. Or we could do the title page. August looks pretty short. If there is a specific page in this book, in the August section, that you think you'd like to do, let me know and we can do it. It's just right in the middle of the book, so we're gonna have to get very in there. So I do want to have one of those this month. I aim to have one a month, but often it turns into once every 2. Okay, the next thing that I definitely do want to do is another Color Cube challenge. So Sarah Renee Clark's Color Cube. I did a challenge last month or the month before. Everyone loved it. So of course I'm going to do another one. And so I'm going to let the Color Cube decide my palette and the page in Millie Marotta's Precious Planet. I do want to feature Millie a little bit more on my channel than I do. Last time I did it in that random art book. I chose acrylic markers first, and then I let the Color Cube decide the page and also the color palette. So I'm thinking for this time, I'm not going to pick the materials first. I'm going to pick the card and then I'm going to pick the materials. I don't think I'm going to go for wet mediums in here. I could do Distress ink, but Neocolor 2s, I don't know. And it depends, because the reason why I'm not going to pick the mediums is because there is such a variance in the line art that you really could go either way. So, for example, big pictures like this, you could 100% use pencil. But smaller ones like this, you could do a pan pastel, distress ink, and then gel pen on these tinier ones. It does depend on the page. So I'm going to see what page that the color cube gives us. So keep your eyes peeled for that. So I do plan to do it from a Precious Planet because I haven't colored this one yet. Next thing that I do want to do is Wondrous Folk. I haven't colored this one yet. This has a dual purpose. I want to teach you how to color skin. And I also want to have a crack at doing fantasy skin tones, which, hint, there's one right here. So I'm actually thinking of setting myself a bit of a challenge and seeing if I can copy it. And maybe I can talk you through the process, because I've had quite a few requests for how to color fantasy skin tones, but I actually have no idea how to color it. I've been researching some of the theory and it seems to be pretty much what I thought, but I'm thinking we might practice it first. But I think this one might be a cool one to try and copy because we've already got a reference, and I'm looking at it and I know that I can see a lot of the Prismacolors in here anyway. I can see a lot of pinks, I can see chestnut, I can see the sky blues, the powder blues, the lemon yellows, the canary yellows. I can see spring green, I can see hot pink. I can even see a bit of terracotta in the shading. And even for the undertones as well, probably use beige and deco peach. I can just see it. So I'm thinking that this could be a fun challenge. But there was a page in here that I'm thinking of actually finally teaching you how I color skin. So that's the one that we could do as like a bit of a fantasy challenge. There was one in here that was very, this one, I think. Yeah, it was this one. So I was thinking of teaching you how I do color skin with this one, because the face is nice and big, and the way that her head is tilted, it's actually really easy to see where all the markings and the shading would be. So even just by me looking at this and seeing where Christine Caron's already put her shading, that's where I put it anyway. So I think it's going to be a really good visual representation. And sometimes if you're learning to color skin for the first time, it can be very handy to use images such as this, so grayscale images such as this, because the marking's already there for you. And it helps you build up that muscle memory. And like I was saying, where her shading is, that's how I do it anyway. So I'm thinking that's going to be a really good one to teach you how to do. And then potentially, once we've done a few of these, we could move on to some Hannah Coulson ones where you've got to make the decision more yourself, but it gets easier. The one thing that I have found with skin is the first time is freaking scary. The next time gets a little bit easier, and it just gets easier and easier as you go. You build up that muscle memory, and all of a sudden you're coloring it without even realizing, and that's what I want to help you achieve. So this page definitely, there are many options in here. So her name is Stella. Stella! Just had to. There's lots of different options in here, so we could do some mermaid themes as well, but I did think about this one, but I'm thinking the other one could be a good a good starting point. So yeah, and just like this one is just, look at this, like Christine Caron's just nuts. She's amazing. Like that is just, I would frame that uncolored. It is beautiful. That is onyx. Onyx is gorgeous. So I would like to do a couple in this book. So that's just what I have planned. what are we now? We are the 5th of August now, and I'm currently working on my 2nd and 3rd pages for the month. So we'll see, I'll have to get coloring. Okay, so other things that I have been working on is I'm now trying to move everything over into folders. The more pencil sets that I'm collecting, the more color combinations and the more conversion charts I feel that I'm going to need. So I have just, this purple one is my pencils and my dry mediums. And then this one is wet mediums. Now I'm not gonna go through them because I do use a mixed amount of resources from about 4 to 5 different colorists and art channels, and also my own. So I just don't want to show them just for I suppose copyright reasons, but I do enjoy a good swatch. So guys, thank you so much for joining me for a recap of everything that I've colored for July 2025 and also plans for this month. Thank you so much to my Buddy Colors, and I will leave all of those details in the description. If you have any questions or any pages that you would like to see or anything specifically that you would like to see on the channel, let me know and I can add it to my list and I can consider adding it in as a video. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day, week, and I'll catch you in the next one in a few days. Bye-bye.